Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and today we have a couple new knives from Kizer, and we're going to bring forward a whole bunch here at the end. But this is the new Kizer Critical Mini non-flipper with thumb studs. So now you don't have a flipper in the way, so it's going to give you even better ergos, which the Kizer Critical already had really good ergos. Now this one's in 154 cm blade steel. I kind of wish they would have used their 4V. They used 3V on the other one, and we're going to bring that one up here in 1 second. But this one has an aluminum backspacer, beautiful micarta, deep carry clip with flat screws, aluminum pivot collar. Let me bring up my 3V version. This is the flipper version. I do have the flipper version with a hole. This was in 3V for only $100. Micarta deep carry clip that works extremely well, flat screws, and yeah, awesome knife. But now we have it in 154 cm. Also still in micarta, aluminum pivot collar, and then an aluminum backspacer. Steel liner lock, solid lockup, and they did change the detent on this one a little bit because the original one, you know, had the flipper, so it needed a strong detent from the start. And after some time, it does break in. It breaks in really good. Like mine's perfect. My one with the reverse flicking hole came with a stiff detent, but it did break in. You know, after like a week or so, it winds up breaking in perfectly. This one comes with a lighter detent, but not in a bad way. It's just perfect. Because remember, the other one came with a strong detent. This one just comes with a solid detent for the thumb studs. Fantastic access for the lock bar. It is so comfortable to disengage, and it is far smoother, like twice as smooth as the original. Ooh, that was my fault. I love this knife because a few reasons. One, it is super comfortable. Even with a deep carry clip, it is very comfortable. Again, we have flat screws, and this knife comes with all extra hardware just in case, but it does have T8 hardware all the way around for the body screws, and then just T6 for the clip. Not reversible. The clip is not reversible, so it's only a right-handed carry at the very least. I mean, you can always carry it however you want, but now the geometry is the same as it was before. Decent geometry, good geometry, great for utility cuts. The way the handle works and the way the blade complements the handle, it is an amazing utility cutter. It's basically like carrying a box cutter, but also a pocket knife. Now, in this case, we have the 154 cm, so it's going to be a little bit more affordable, easy to sharpen. 154 cm is a stainless steel. It's a great mid-grade steel. Stainless, it's very easy to sharpen. It's very responsive to stropping. In my opinion, I think it does best with a medium grit edge. I personally usually keep it at 600, but you can bring it up to about 1200, and it's usually pretty good. I find that over 1200 grit, it starts losing its bite pretty quickly, and if it does hold on to its bite, it winds up falling off once you start using it. So like I said, 600 grit is usually where I like to get it, but it can tolerate low angle edges. I wouldn't do super low angle edges, but you know, anywhere between 15 and 20 degree angle, you know, depending on what you're wanting. If you're wanting it super slicey, then you would put a lower angle. If you're wanting it a little bit tougher, but also very sharp, you know, 20 degrees per side will be great. This does get nice and thin behind the edge, but still robust enough to be a little tough. And, you know, originally coming in 3V, that made sense. Now, I don't like the sharpening choil. Yep, I don't like the sharpening choil. I'm sure you guys already know that. It does make it to where I can put my finger right there comfortably, but I wish there was a better sharpening choil and plunge grind. But I love the knife overall, all the way around. And if you look at this one, you can see I just kept a high angle, high angle when I sharpened it. I think I sharpened this one at 20 degrees per side, and I didn't hit the plunge grind because I just didn't lower my angle. Now, getting to the next knife, Ooh. The titanium FEIST and S35VN. Now this one is a frame lock, and my goodness is it smooth. It is available right now. I'll have these linked down in the description. But yeah, this is like the ultimate FEIST. It's so smooth and comfortable. This lock bar is extremely comfortable to disengage. It's so soft and so smooth. The spine of the knife is crowned. So we have a crowned spine on this. I guess you'd call it a drop point, but call it whatever you want. Basically a drop point blade, modified drop point, titanium frame lock, steel lock bar insert, titanium clip that does work well. It is short and stubby, but it works well. I have already tried it. Only one standoff, so the hardware is very minimal. Yeah, it's a T6. I wish it was a T8, but that's fine. For this particular knife, the jimping wound up getting lucky, but I do not like when jimping doesn't go around the front flipper. I want it to go up and around the front flipper, but it works great because it is, you know, compact, and it just winds up landing the front flipper right where your thumb is, at least in my hands, and it's fidgety, but I do skip off of it sometimes because, you know, even though the jimping is nice and grabby, like it's not like it's not grippy, it's just finer jimping probably would have worked better. Now, the one thing you don't want to squeeze the lock bar. Now, it's pretty easy, in my opinion, just to squeeze down here with these fingers and then keep these fingers kind of just balanced, and then it's super easy to open. But if you hold it like this, you're going to lock yourself out. But it's very easy not to, like, super easy to not. Like, you can see me sitting there doing all these tricks. It is not hard to keep your fingers off of the strong point of the lock bar, which is the top of it near the steel lock bar insert. Before we check out my entire FEIST collection, I do want to say though, the front flipper, if you're not good at doing the front flipping action, the FEIST is actually easy to slow roll. A lot of front flippers aren't good with that because what happens is when you bring it around, in many cases, the front flipper hides right here. In this case, it's always exposed, so it's very easy to open and make sure of it. But I like to just snap it out. Detent is really, really nice on this. S35VM. The geometry of the blade, it's not the thinnest geometry, but it's not really supposed to be a mega slicer. For what its intended purposes, the geometry is fine. It's made to open things up, go around boxes, you know, maybe if you have to cut a rope really quick, if you have to pick at something, if you have to peel an apple, you know, it's just like for the, you know, it's an all-arounder for light duty, and it's great for that. I have many different FEISTs. They come in all kinds of different versions. As an example, really quick, here is the blue, the denim micarta version in 154 cm. Here is my burlap micarta version with a clip point blade in 3V. I love their 3V, and yeah, this is an awesome one. Now we have the Stormtrooper edition in N690 in white G10. Then we have the red micarta version in also 3V. You can see I've tore this one up. Now this one has the holes in it though. It's not solid. You can see the difference. And then my favorite version before this one showed up, but I still think it's probably going to be my favorite, my 4V aluminum handle version. I love how the aluminum scratches up and ages. Kara hates it though because she doesn't like the powdery feeling of the aluminum. I like how it's kind of tacky in my hands, nice and soft, but then it's you know, it ages and looks good over time. I love the way this clip works. It's just such a great knife. But yeah, there's my FEIST collection. But this is the new one, all blacked out frame lock, looking all good. Action's amazing, very fidgety, extremely smooth. I mean, it came already feeling like it was broken in. Like just mega smooth. But like I said, you gotta watch out for that lock bar. But yeah, very awesome. There you guys go. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.